Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure. Uh, I think it all has to start with dreams. I always feel that I have been a dreamer, I have been in my head an achiever always. Um, but yes, when you don't come from a film background, this was never a dream that I saw. Like बचपन में लोग बोलते हैं कि मुझे एक्ट्रेस बनना है, मैं बोलती थी. I used to watch Madhuri Dixit and her songs and copy them. I used to always be into dance, but acting was never something that I thought of seriously at all. I was always into academics. My mom's a professor in Delhi University. My dad's a CA. I am an engineer. So it was a very, very academic kind of a atmosphere at home. Education was given a lot of importance. And this is something that kind of just happened. Someone just told me, you've got the height, you've got the face, why don't you start modeling? And I was like, okay, I'm not really sure if I want to be a model, but yeah, it could be an experience. So I started modeling while I was in my B.Tech, second year. And I did some TV ads and whatever little bit of acting was there, I really enjoyed it. And I felt I could do it. And I felt I really loved being in front of the moving camera. And that's where that acting bug kind of caught me, and I was like, okay, this is something that I really like. I think there are very few percentage of people in the world in general who find their passion and find their calling and realize it, and then they do it every single day of their lives. Not too many people know that. काफ़ी लोग भेड़ चाल में चलते हैं, मैं भी चल रही थी. Engineering कर रही थी, हाँ मुझे science पसंद थी, but I didn't really know what an engineer would do. Sometimes we don't really explore things in life and we don't really find our passion, and then what we do, okay, life mein kuch to karna hai. So, okay, I like science, I like computer science, let me just do this. I didn't really know what exactly an engineer would do. I even sat for placements, by the way, and I got like 2 job offers. But I have always been someone who, no matter what I'm doing, I think it's been ingrained in me that I have to give it my 100% and do it really right. So yes, I was one of those geeky students. I was one of those front benchers who had to sit on the last bench only because she was tall. Yeah, I had to, like, I wouldn't sleep before the exams. I would like stop eating. I would like really had to finish my course. I was the 90 percenters. I had like 8.7 percentile there. So I was one of those geeky people who really, really was a nerd and kind of was proud of it. So I don't think I was thinking of the national award. Yes, I must say that my director, Lakshman Uttekar, genuinely, while we were shooting the film, told me multiple times, and he used to call me Mimi, and he still calls me Mimi. So he said, Mimi, आप देखना आपको इसलिए ना national award मिलेगा. And I was like, sir, आप कहाँ जा रहे हो? Filmfare तो मिला नहीं है मुझे, अभी रुक जाओ. I haven't got my best actress award yet. But he used to say it with so much confidence. And this is not when, we finished shooting. We were still shooting. So he was still seeing me as the character. So I do have a diary where I kind of write down dreams and, things that I want to do, I want to achieve. It could be anything, it was also a skincare brand which I wrote in it. So I feel like sometimes, we all have a lot of dreams, but we don't really realize it because we don't think about it so seriously कि okay और क्या हम इतना busy हो जाते हैं life में that sometimes it's important to just write down what else do you want to do, what are your dreams. This is something I wrote in 2020. So for me, manifestation doesn't work like if I run too much after something, it doesn't come to me. It somehow happens like that. But this is one way of manifesting for me where I write it down and I leave it aside. So
how did you celebrate your national award?
How do I celebrate? Okay, firstly, I want to genuinely share what that moment was like, because it was probably by far one of the hugest, most important, and a moment that visually I will always remember. I was actually in a meeting, fortunately at home, and I was getting a call from an unknown number, which was a Delhi number, and I don't usually pick up calls, especially in the middle of a meeting, and I told my agent to like just get aside and take the call. He took the call and he called me and he's like, can you come aside? And I just went aside, and it was Mr. Anurag Thakur, and he personally had called to congratulate me and tell me that I had won the award for Mimi as the best actress. And I remember I was just like, I'm still getting goosebumps. I was very overwhelmed and I was just like, I didn't know how to react. And I obviously thanked and I kept the phone down and I said, I need to go and tell my parents. And I sort of paused the meeting and I ran down and I was trying to find my parents and only I could see only my dad sitting there. My sister was somewhere working out. My mother was not at home and I was just like so restless. And I just told my dad, I said, I won the national award. And he just stood up and he was like, huh? And he had these like tears in his eyes and the way he like hugged me. Um, my sister ran back at home and she was all sweaty and she gave me a sweaty hug. And I called my mom. My mother was at a salon getting a hair wash. Okay, and she was literally at the hair wash basin like that. And I called her up and I said, Mom, I just got a call. I won the national award. And she's like, ऐसे तो नहीं कर दिया किसी ने? Are you sure? सच में? And I was like, yeah, seriously, I got a call from the ministry. And he was like, oh, अच्छा, अच्छा, मैं आती हूँ. सबसे ठंडा reaction, हाँ, because obviously she was in the basin like that. She has come in wet hair. She has not even dried her hair there. The moment the head wash was done, she came back home and literally she came almost dancing to me and she hugged me. And I think that feeling, what I saw in their eyes, in my parents' eyes, I swear there is no bigger award than that. The feeling of pride, the feeling. I don't think I've seen that in their eyes that clearly, almost oozing out. I don't get teary-eyed so fast in these moments, but I was very emotional. It was just a celebratory sort of a moment at that point, and it was beautiful. So I kind of wanted, I believe I'm very, very creatively inclined, and when I'm on sets, I kind of really like getting into everything. And that was one reason why I was like, tomorrow I would love to produce and sort of make films that, have stories that I want to tell as a person and not just be involved as an actor, but go beyond it, whether it's the script, whether it's the music, whether, how that film is shot, all of it. And that was the reason for starting the production house. But apart from that, like tomorrow, I would love to do films where I'm not an actor in it. I would love to do content. I think one common thing that all the content of Blue Butterfly films would have and should have is a lot of heart in it, because I think that's something that I really like. I think Mimi is one film which, if I would have started a production back then, I would have loved that to be also, kind of something I would love to produce, because it's the kind of film that comes from my heart. And Dopati definitely is also that. It's very different what it says. It has a lot of soul to it, but at the same time, it's edgy. It's a bit of a thriller. And let me tell you, for me, after Mimi, it was sort of, I was craving to find a script like that. It's very difficult to find a script that has so much for you to do, that, has a lot of heart in it, that, excites you as an actor and challenges you at the same time. I had a lot of, and I read all the tweets. So I had a lot of fans also saying, when are you doing a film like that again? When are you, we want to see more of you and stuff like that. And I swear I was craving, but there is not so much content being written which is as exciting. A film like Mimi comes very rare, and that's when I kind of collaborated with Kanika Dhillon, who's the writer and co-producer with me in Dopati. And I wanted to do something on a subject, and she had something else, and she kind of blended it together, and Dopati happened. So sometimes I believe you have to create opportunities. You can't just wait for them to just land in your lap, because sometimes they don't. And you have to sort of get up and create the opportunity that you really want to do. There is struggle in every field, okay? But I just want to say that to that young girl, that you need to dare to dream and you need to believe in yourself and you need to work bloody hard at whatever you want to do, because nothing is going to come easily, But if you really stick to it and stay at it and don't let the noise around you affect you, and keep going for it, you will get there someday. A film like Mimi, for me, um, I was craving for it way before I got it. There were times when, when you don't come from a film background, at times you feel you don't have someone who's giving you opportunities on the platter. But I kept taking baby steps, doing whatever best I could in every film that I got. And I got that opportunity. About 7 years it took me to get an opportunity like that. I kind of felt that I could do it, I had it in me, but I just needed that opportunity. Never give up is another thing that I would want to tell that person, because no, you should never give up. It may not happen as early as you would want it to, and sometimes we all get restless and we want it all now, but it will happen at the right time. Just wait for it, believe in it, and just keep working. I feel like you have to keep evolving yourself, making yourself better at whatever you do. So you can't just sit and cry about it. You do the next big thing. So every step you're taking closer to your dream, you are moving ahead. Even if you're falling, you're moving ahead. So it's okay to fall, it's okay to fail, but just keep growing, keep working at yourself, because one day, whenever God feels like you're ready for that opportunity, it's just going to come in front of you, and you're just going to feel like, okay, maybe it's come now because I'm ready for it. So I think it all turns out for the best. I always feel like, whatever happens in life is for good and for the best. But you have to not let that fire get dimmed. You have to just keep striving.